Hi. Welcome to another conversation, Stacy.
Go on, sorry.
That's
You're
fine.
like,
Sorry, guys.
hi.
I thought about the topic we want to have, so that's why you saw my reaction when my head was down, because it's like this one's gonna be a heavy one.
Okay.
A heavy one.
Mm-mm. Not not
Right?
not for me because we did this video before and I let out all my vulnerability back then. I was close to tears. So
Yeah, you might be shocked. You feeling it might be. Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna put my S on my chest and I'm gonna, you know, go on. I'm listening.
I'm sorry. There's the street cleaning going on right now as we're doing this video. So if you hear that noise, you hear it?
I do, but this is us doing our thing from our home, so
Yeah, they just slapped. Okay, good.
candid slap.
Welcome again. Welcome to another conversation with Stacy. We're so happy that you decided to join us and you're part of our lives. Please don't forget to share, subscribe, and join family. Don't forget to also leave a comment about whatever it is. Whatever you want to critique or you want to encourage, whatever it is, leave a comment. We do enjoy it. Whatever conversation you want us to talk about, please. Description, email. I know I said email the last time, but I never put an email down. I will remember to put an email down next time, this time around.
I'll remind you.
Thank you. Wait,
Yeah,
you gonna find me?
I know the one of the worst ever. That is a way to call me out. No, guys, this is crazy because Michelle has such an impeccable memory. Like, I I don't know how you do it. Michelle remember conversations and details and I'm like, how and why do you even remember this? And I'm like, it was important to me too. It's not that it's not important, but I don't know. I think the RAM space up here
I
just
have one
like,
child. You had two children.
oh my gosh, something about the brain cells and having to reevaluate and put certain things in the back that just it's so far down in the vault that it's not coming up easily. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow. But yeah, I'll try to remember. Shoot. I'll try to remember. All right,
There's an
so
app for that.
that's right, right? But I will yes, so you go ahead. We're gonna talk about what we would say to our younger selves right now.
You just said
Um
go ahead.
huh?
You just said you put me on the spot. You go ahead.
Oh no, no, you talk.
Okay. What was one thing? The first thing. Black is beauty. I would tell myself black is beauty. Being black does not make me ugly. I've heard it so many times growing up that blacky, black, then tar, stuff like that. Um, you can't we turn the light, you can't see you because you're so black. All those comments
Don't
that
say things to make me laugh.
and
I'm
now I can
sorry.
now I can be
Oh
like,
my god.
oh, okay. But it's like being young and everyone in your circle is lighter than you, or it's just like it hurts your feeling as a kid growing up because you feel like you're not worth anything because you have a darker complexion, and you mean nothing because you have a darker complexion. But that's a lie. So it's like, yeah, that's one thing I tell myself. Black is beautiful. Don't listen to what people are saying, because now people are trying to go get tan and all that kind of stuff just to have a darker complexion. And there's so many beautiful things that people are saying about being beautiful and being black. So yeah, I would tell myself black is beautiful. What was one of the things you tell yourself?
I don't know.
And
What?
to add to that, Elizabeth has a book. I think one of her godparents got it for her.
Yeah.
About Lupita Young handbook, wrote a book,
Okay. Yeah.
Salwi, and it's her sister was lighter than her, and she wanted to be. She compared her sister to her and her sister Midnight and Day, and she wanted to do everything to erase her skin to get lighter. She eat lighter food and all this kind of stuff. But Elizabeth loves the book, and I'm happy that it was purchased for her so that she can understand now that being black is not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. You're so beautiful. Just a different complexion.
Exactly. Crazy enough, I'm going through similar. topics with my daughter, my youngest, that I have to remind her that, you're enough and you're beautiful with whatever features God gave you.
Yeah.
And it's just creating a safe space for her to accept that, because I'm still having to spoon feed that to her, that you are beautiful and you're enough. And I will, right off of that, saying you're enough, I would say that to my younger self. You're enough. Just the lack of confidence and not being sure of who I was back then, and just not having all the answers. And I think I looked, and I mean, it's fine in a way. You have to look to people and look around. You just find a sense of who you are. But I would definitely say, hey, Stacy, I love you. You're enough, and you have what it takes. You have what it takes to make that decision on your own. I mean, I'm not talking about a decision that's without information. Any, you want to make good decisions, but I did not have the confidence and the belief in myself that I could pursue certain things.
Yeah.
I wanted to study a particular field. There was a particular field of study that I wanted to get into, but not everybody, a lot of people with my best interest at heart discouraged it. And it's one of those things that I wish that I had enough in me, enough belief in myself, where I can say, I can do it. It's for me, and I'm going to see it through. So, dear younger self, you were enough then, and you're enough now to do the things that you have to do for yourself to get to the place that you want. That's one of those
That's
things.
that. I would tell my younger self, don't dummy down yourself to suit anyone's life, because I feel like I dummy down myself, my ability to learn, because being around certain people, family member, um, that I couldn't show my potential, how good I was at different subjects, because there wasn't that, and because I felt like they were better than me because of their status. That and they could have traveled and stuff like that, and I couldn't do it. So I feel like I had to fit into their circle. I had to dummy down myself, um, to fit in, to not make them feel bad
Right.
about themselves, and to make them feel like they're good or want me to be in their circle. So I dummy down myself. So I would tell my younger self, "You're bad ASS.
Yeah.
Don't do it." Because I feel like you said, I could. There's things I wanted to do, and I could have been further if I had just had faith in myself and don't dumb down myself. So I tell my younger self, "Dear young me, you got this. Don't dumb down yourself. You could have been more than where you are right now, even though where you are is where you need to be, but you could have been more." So I'll tell my younger self, do it. Just do it.
Yeah. And I would tell my younger self that everyone who came into my life wasn't meant to stay in my life. Not having a clear understanding of how relationships and friendships work, I was heartbroken for a lot of attachments that I should have released gracefully. Um, but wanting the security, of what felt safe and who's felt safe, even when those situations and those friendships weren't the healthiest for me.
Yeah.
Um, it took a long time to let go. And I would definitely tell my younger self that letting go is good. Letting go and becoming uncomfortable is where you start to grow, where you start to build courage and take risk, good risk. I mean, we make, anyway, let me not go off on a tangent about that, but taking a risk that can really build you. Sometimes they say sometimes it's like an 80-20 rule. 20% of what you do can impact the other 80% of your life and propel you or not to where your life could possibly be. But I would allow myself to take risks by stepping out of my comfort zone. But also, before doing that, letting go of the things that weren't conducive to the type of life that I had envisioned for myself.
Yeah, yeah. I would tell my younger self, be slow to speak and fast to listen.
Hmm.
Because I can answer you back. It is one man can do.
Yeah.
I can cut you my words, but sometimes I miss a couple lessons that that I should have learned if I just listened.
Yeah.
Listen, listen, listen. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach my daughter now too. I'm like, hey, because she want to talk over me when like I'm talking sometimes to her dad. I'm like, hey, just listen. And when
Yeah.
she slow down, she listen. She understand what she really wanted is what she's getting, but
Yeah.
not in the way that she wants it. So I would tell my younger self, be slow to speak and fast to listen.
That's deep. I like that. Listening. And I'll add to that too. Um, you listen, but you don't have to take on everything that's spoken to you as well or spoken over you.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
because you you listen to people's experiences, your parents even, and I mean she's still super young, but for us growing up and we have parents that are our moms are here, whatever have you, and you listen and you take advice, but you don't have to apply all the advice that you
No,
get.
nope.
So I'd say that to my younger self then too, because that would have been part of me getting information from people who cared about me, but not necessarily letting it be the final decision on the right things for me. Um, so there's a lot of lessons because you brought up your daughter, and that just really struck me because we're taking in information and we're learning from a very, very young age. You know what I'm saying? You're taking on somebody else's reality, the things that shape their environment, their set of core beliefs, and, the things that they were exposed to. Listen, even right now, sometimes my daughter says to me, Mom, this is not when you were growing up in the olden days, right? My daughter literally call my days. I'm like, honey, I haven't quite hit 40. I know I'm up there, but I'm not even quite 40 yet. It's not that long ago. And she, so apart.
What is not old, young
No, no,
lady?
no, no, no. 40 is not old, but I'm just saying to the point where it hasn't been that long. It's been a long time, but it hasn't been that long. And did I tell you Robin asked me if people wore pants back when I was growing up? True story. Did women wear pants when you were growing up? I'm like, no, everyone
Girl,
just.
how old do you think your mother is? Meanwhile,
Yeah,
she's telling you she wants to live with me.
I know. That's another topic for another day. Yeah, but going back to our topic though, where was I? I lost my trail of thought. Just taking on other people's what they teach you, I would definitely be focused on learning how to grow as an individual because there's so much talk about learning to cope with stress, knowing your true identity, your true essence, but a lot of those things are not taught, and it's something that you have to go looking for yourself. A
Yeah,
lot of those things you have to almost like reteach your inner child, like we're talking about their younger self, but sometimes the younger self is still in there, still vulnerable, still needs healing, still needs speaking to. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And so this is why I appreciate this topic. But I would definitely say listen, but it's not all for you.
yeah. No, that's really great advice. I thought about that, and I almost got teary because I would tell myself develop your own relationship because sometimes people that you love tell you stuff based on their pain,
Mm-hmm.
and
There.
I missed out on great relationship or what could have been because I went based on what people told me and their experience were based on their pain and not um they didn't allow me to formulate those relationships on my own
Mm-hmm.
because they spoke out of their pain and which your pain is valid. However, it was just not my reality to carry. But as a child, I carried those based on what was told. So, dear younger me, I would tell you to, as young as you were, try to dissect what is best for you and the relationship, and cultivate the relationship that you want. Because I wanted a relationship. I'm gonna be transparent. I want a relationship with my father. It didn't happen because of whatever happened. That's another topic to do.
Misinformation, maybe, or
Huh?
somebody says. I said misinformation or misunderstandings.
Yes, and I am not taking away from people's pain and their hurt, whatever the case may be, but their reality was not my reality. And even as a kid, like, I grew up listening to their reality so much that it tainted my reality of who my father is. And even though he was whatever he was, but I did not get an opportunity for myself to learn about him. So, dear younger me, I wish you would give a fair chance to people and not let your everyone's opinion about their lives influence you.
Yeah. So I'm reading this book, right? And it's talking about assumptions that we make and where we operate from, like based on what we know. But a lot of times we don't have the full picture, we don't have all the angles. So assumptions help because they kind of protect you, right? It's a defense thing. But sometimes you don't need to be defensive, especially since you don't have all information to make the right, you know, to make the right call. But I totally get what you mean. And we're parents, so we have youngsters that we're trying to help. I mean, and this is where we give grace because we're repeating those patterns, even
Yeah.
though we're more knowledgeable and we want to extend um, more grace to our kids to allow them to make certain decisions and to get to know certain things and equipping them with the right tools so that they can be better versions of themselves than we had when we were growing up. But it's such a tricky rope to walk
Yeah.
because you don't want to, the missteps. They happen.
Yeah.
But when you're able to foster a spirit where they're courageous and brave and willing to find out, beyond, what I'm saying, within boundaries, age appropriate, you know what I'm saying? When they're willing to, they're courageous and not timid, I think those are the spirits that you want to foster,
Yeah.
so that they can thrive and survive.
Well, Chanel, I'm not going to go any deeper because, and if I go any deeper, tell my younger self that can be another video because I'm going to cry. But guys, thank you again for this video. For watching this video, please share, subscribe. We love you guys. And we just want to say have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Look who was almost about to cry. You will say, now who's crying? You, me? Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh.